Hey, how's it going? Hey, happy Saturday. How's everyone doing? Oh, my hat's on forward. I'm going to go forward hat. Hey, happy Saturday. How's everyone doing? Welcome to the stream. Things look a little bit different. I'm going to roll with it. Happy Saturday. What's everyone working on? Thanks for tuning in. Man, it's been a kind of a crazy week for me. Probably for you guys too. Things are starting to feel a little bit back to normal. But anyways, hey, welcome to the stream. If you're new here, thank you for being here. If you're not new here, also thank you for being here. This is a time where we kind of all get together and talk about things we're interested in. Yeah, if it's your first time, it's pretty loose. We don't have an agenda. We don't really have, it's not really formal. It's kind of an open forum for you to ask questions, talk about things you're working on, or even share things that you're working on. So I highly advise you, if you want to share something, throw it in chat. We'll try to get to it. And yeah, we'll go from there. I'll start with the weather. Man, it's starting to feel like spring. So I usually start with the weather. I'm going to start now with the weather. It's starting to feel like spring around here. It's been a little bit rainy the last couple of days. It's been raining quite a bit, but that's okay because that's what should happen in spring. It's definitely better than snow, which we had last week, which is kind of depressing, being that tomorrow's the first day of May. So, but yeah, what are you guys up to? I know that you probably maybe you've seen what I've been working on. It's this open source game server panel called Pterodactyl. It's actually really cool. So it's a game server panel and a combination of game server panel and nodes that actually run game servers. I had my eye on it for quite some time, but I wasn't ready to go all in and move my game servers there. But after the last couple of releases, when they started releasing Docker containers for both the panel, and then they re-architected how their wings worked and making a wings agent that I can put on different nodes, I went for it, and it's actually pretty awesome. And so I've had a history of hey, thanks for the follow, thank you so much. And there were follows and subs here. I'll get to them here in a second. I greatly appreciate them. I'll stop babbling about this here in a second, but I've been hosting games for a while. I mean, going way back to hosting them on Windows machines, and then I moved them into Linux machines, and then I moved them into containers. Then, hey, Alpha Computer, hey, thanks for the sub, appreciate it, thank you so much. And then I hosted them in Kubernetes for a little bit. That's pretty interesting too. But the more I did it, it just seemed like, hey, this is a great fit for a panel. Give me a UI where I can spin up new games pretty easily. And still have some kind of, version control on some of my deployment files and like that. So, my nodes are super, stateful, but that's okay. That's okay because I can spin up more nodes and deploy more games, and really a lot of my state is held in my database. So, anyways, pretty awesome. Berserker, hey, thanks for the sub, Prime sub, thank you so much. So that's what I've been working on. What have you guys been working on? Throw it in chat. I'd love to talk about it. I apologize. I was a little bit late because Discord partner swag arrived. So I tore it open, took a picture, put it on Twitter, and put it on. So yes, I got a hoodie and a pin, and I also got some stickers that are pretty awesome. So thank you. I mean, really, if I could share this with everyone, all 6,000 people in our Discord server, and cut a little piece off, I would. I mean, that wouldn't be too useful of it. Hey, Sigor, thanks for the rolling in. Sigor, thanks for the Prime sub. Thank you so much. Alpha Computer, thanks for the bits, 100 bits. Thank you so much. Sigor Prime, 16 months. Thank you so much. But really, I just want to say thank you again for making our Discord community awesome. It is so awesome. I got so lucky to have all of you guys in there. I really mean it. And so me getting partners is just a testament to the good folks we have in there, the good mods we have in there, and the positive community we have. So thank you so much. Okay, so yeah, let's get into events. But again, if you want to talk about something you're working on, something you're stuck with, either that or something I released and you're like, what the heck, Tim? How do I even do this? Throw it in chat. Let me know. So let's get into events. Wow, so many events. Thank you so much. I'm gonna double call out some out just in case, because I don't want to make assumptions of ones I've already called out. Because when I make assumptions about that, I accidentally skip over people accidentally. So, anyways, I'll start way back. By 5481, Hevig, Ildenox, Apar, Nemer, and Tex Marker Boys. Thank you guys for the follow. Appreciate it. Welcome. AnyBlast, Resub, Prime, 12 months, 4-month streak, 1 year on Prime. Thank you so much. Really appreciate the continued support. Ilude, Resub, Tier 1, 20 months, 20-month streak. Dude, Ilude, thank you so much, man. Appreciate it. How's it going, Ilude? Thank you. I'm working my way to the top. Alpha Computer, I called that out, but hey, thanks for the bits. Appreciate it. Status Soy, thanks for follow. Appreciate it. Alpha Computer, Prime sub, Tier 1. Thank you so much. Berserker, sub, Prime. Thank you so much. Alpha Computer, 100 bits. Thank you so much. Seagore, keep rolling in. Seagore, resub, Prime, 16 months. The Light Briner, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Dunkle Dan, how's it going? Dunkle Dan has resub, Prime, 3 months, 3-month streak. Thank you so much. And Apra Shar, I'm going with Apra Shar. Thanks for follow. Appreciate it. Welcome. And Krozak, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Welcome. Right. Thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Welcome. Man, it's lighting up today. I appreciate it, you guys. Thank you so much. Yeah, so let's hop in and let's see what you guys are working on. Let's answer the first question of who was here first. I'm going to scroll this all the way up to the top so I can see this. I use a different chat when I call things out. But I'm going to scroll this up, turn this down a little bit. First person here, Mafney, Banana with my command. So Mafney, thanks for being here. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. And thanks for testing my bot too. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. All right, let's get into it. Let's see what you guys are working on and possibly what I can help with. Crack Kitty, how's it going? Hype low. Boo, Mafney, boo. PC Geek, moved my TrueNAS to the R320 finally. Nice. Sorted out my issue with the network adapter. Adapter suddenly said, nope, not working after a short period of time. Wait, you sorted out? Well, hopefully it's working now. Awesome. You got your R320. You're getting TrueNAS on it. That is awesome. That is awesome. So it didn't work. Had to revert to onboard 1 gigabit NIC. Oh, boo. No more 10 gig. Not sure if the 10 gig NIC is overheating or somehow it doesn't like FreeBSD. Could be both. I know they don't like heat. FreeBSD is, it's kind of depends on the type of NIC and the chip that it's using. Most likely there's going to be drivers for it, but you never know. Sri Prize. I'm sorry if that's an emoji. Crack Kitty, scaredy cat. Let's see. Mr. Monsoon. Heyo, let's go. Yeah, let's go. Thank you. Thanks for being here, Mr. Monsoon. Trevor, sup, Tim? I was deploying a new solution in my network. Velo Cloud SD-WAN by VMware. Nice. I thought it was Velcro Cloud. I was like, that is a great marketing name. Don't take that. Trademarked. Velo Cloud SD-WAN. I don't know anything about it. Tell me about it. SD-WAN. I assume it's yeah, it's a WAN. I assume the SD is for service defined. I'm just throwing out. I'm just guessing acronyms. But sounds awesome. Hopefully you're figuring it out. Hopefully you're enjoying it. Hopefully it's going well. Hopefully you're learning. Graphics. Hello. How's it going? T-Lice. Hi, Tim. How are you? I'm doing all right. Let's see. That's me. Takano, how's it going, man? Good to see you. Takano's in the house. Takano, trying to restart Rancher server or Portainer server of some sort and get back into Home Lab. Oh man, you've been collecting stuff for a long time. You need to start building stuff. Trying to get a basic Minecraft Spigot server up and running, Kappa. I mean, you can go either way. I mean, the easy route is going to be Portainer and Docker. The not so easy route is going to be Kubernetes, K3s, and Rancher. So, but easier than without. Sharkbait, resub, Prime, 4 months. What are we doing today? You have taught me so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm happy to help. Happy to help. I learned so much. People, mention in comments and here in stream, like you just did, that that you've learned something from me, but I learned something from you guys all all the time, whether it's in comments or it's on Discord or on Twitter. I learned so much from all of you. And then even while I'm creating this content, I'm still learning too. So it's a lot of learning going on, a lot of mistakes, I make a lot of mistakes. That's for sure. But thanks for the comment. Appreciate it. Let's see. Weird. Some of them are duplicated. Let's see. Abduram, hello. I'm early today. Yay. Yeah, that's right. You were early. Well, we have a couple of crews here. It seems like everyone's here representing early crew, Discord crew, Twitch notification crew, and the everyone just stopping in. Niolam said, that's a tough one for me. I'm going with Niolam said med. Thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Sorry for mispronouncing your name. Trevor, I'm also working on Stratum 1 NTP server. Nice. I don't know anything about it. I know what an NTP server is, but tell me more. Tell me more. Hope it goes well. Hope you figure it out. Hope you're learning something. Today, for me, it's a good day to tackle tough issues because it is cloudy and rainy here and cool, and those are the days I like to tackle tough issues. So hopefully you are too. Fuck me gain. Folk me gain. Oh, whoa. Thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. I'm glad I didn't sound that out super phonetically. Anyways, working on Proxmox. Shift. Working on Proxmox TrueNAS scale project, trying to centralize my VM containers. Awesome. Trying to centralize my VMs and containers. Yeah, I hear you. I've gone through that exercise a few times. I'm still in between, Docker and I'm a Docker and Kubernetes. I wish I could get everything in Kubernetes, but not everything makes sense in Kubernetes. And then the way I have some things organized, it doesn't always make sense to put them in Kubernetes. My VMs are pretty centralized, so I'm doing okay there. But it sounds awesome. Sounds like you got a lot of work to do. Sounds like a lot of shuffling of cards, for sure, Shift. Well, good luck. iLoot hype train. Yeah, there was a long hype train on the intro. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. Torkamada, working on Terraform and Ansible with Jenkins for EC2 AWS deployments. Fun. Yeah, that sounds awesome. Two automation products that I'm familiar with and that I think are awesome and I think are paving the way for people to move fast with infrastructure. And it's awesome. Torkamada, I got it. And Ansible. Berserker, hey, 100 bits. Thank you so much. Excellent content. I hope you can explain a bit of TrueNAS scale permissions. I've noticed there are a few struggling with it. Yeah, it's permissions. In what sense? Permissions to data, to volumes. I assume it's going to be to your data sets. But those should be familiar. I like it. For some reason, my brain is now working today. Familiar. It's a new word. It's semi and familiar together. It should be similar to the way they worked in TrueNAS core. I think. I haven't had to do anything special, and when I migrated all of my data to TrueNAS scale from core, everything carried over. So I would assume the way you do it or the process in which you do it is very similar. Tom Lawrence has a ton of content on TrueNAS scale, TrueNAS core, and even going way back to FreeNAS. And when I first got started, I followed his guides for setting permissions on shares or data sets. In general. So that's my go-to resource, but tell me more. Let's see. Seawarg. I don't, what's my username? It's Seawarg. I don't know what that's about. Berserker, hoping we can talk. Yeah, there we go. I just talked about it. Crack Kitty, today's project, procrastination. I hear you. I that's me. But I perform best under pressure, so I procrastinate for a long time until it's I have a hard deadline coming up, and then I think I perform best. I don't know. It's either that or I just need to get stuff done, and I just figure it out. Geeky Rant, Tim rocking the flat brim. Yeah, I do. For some reason, I never bent this one. This is my Twitch hat from a long time ago. I never bent it. Actually, I don't bend a lot of my hats anymore. I used to when I was younger, But I got a big head, so it just gets kind of weird. And so now I just basically like it's brand new all the time. How's it going, Geeky Ran? Good to see you, man. Grog Malblood. Good to see you, Techno Tim. Working on getting my first TrueNAS core set up to be more functional. Awesome. A lot of TrueNAS core talk. Awesome. I'm a huge fan. A lot of functionality you're going to get out of it. You could take it as far as you want to go. You could use it just for data. You could use it also as a hypervisor with virtualization. You could use it for containers if you're using core, it's jails, but same idea. Plugins, you name it. You could take it as far as you want to go. So yeah, congratulations. Super fun project to be working on. That's my everyday project for sure. Not a snowman. It is mine too. I kind of put stuff off till last minute and then I go crazy. It's kind of also trying to diagnose an issue going on with devices randomly disconnecting from Wi-Fi after removing my Cisco PoE switch and switching it to a plain PoE injector. Not like this. That one's tough. Randomly disconnecting. Ooh, that one's tough. Fortunately, I had Wi-Fi issues like I think a couple of weeks ago, maybe it's about a month ago, and ended up I think being a firmware bug with my access points. But mine's been pretty solid. I hope you figured it out. Those are the hard. I think Wi-Fi issues are some of the toughest things to figure it out because at least with wired stuff, you can ping, you could do stuff, you could You can, well, depending on if it's a laptop or not, but you could change drivers, you can use packet sniffers, you could use Wireshark, you could do so many things. When it's a mobile device that's disconnecting, you're kind of like, oh, not much you can do except for just mess with it on the other end. So, man, good luck. Alpha Computer, today's project, new domain controllers on my home network. Nice. Yeah, I assume Microsoft Active Directory domains. Nice. Awesome. You'll have to let me know how that goes. And how when you run domain controllers at home, like how many do you have? Do you have a primary and a I don't know, a primary and a secondary? Do you have one? Do you have two? Do you have three? You cluster them? I assume you get Microsoft DNS too, or maybe running DHCP as well. That's when I think that all of that stuff really pays off when you start doing all Microsoft stuff. Sometimes with AD and DNS and DHCP, it gets pretty awesome. Gives you an easy way to manage all of that. But yeah, let me know. Mr. Monsoon, working on the reverse proxy, then doing the game server you posted today. Awesome. Two big projects. Sounds fun. Reverse proxy is going to pay off over and over and over and over. If you get a reverse proxy in place, and you have a lot of web services that you want to protect with certificates, or not even protect with certificates, just be able to funnel all of your requests into one reverse proxy, and then use CNAMEs or DNS to access those services. It's awesome. And once you get one, it's just rinse and repeat, and there's very little to repeat on the repeat side. But it pays off in dividends. It is tough. It is challenging to get it going. Once you get your certificates and you get some of your services routing, it's awesome because then it's just incremental. It's incremental, at least for me, both in Docker and in Kubernetes. I add an ingress route if it's Kubernetes, or I just add some labels and possibly some config if it's on Docker, spin it up, and 15 seconds later, I have another service protected with SSL or TLS, I guess I should say. It's kind of it's kind of used interchangeably now, but anyways, the important piece is it's awesome, and then you get you secure the traffic between that endpoint and the reverse proxy. So super awesome. Game server stuff, that's fun. That's fun for me to play around with. I think, speaking of that, I think I might spin up some services. I have a little bit of networking stuff I want to do, but I might spin up some game servers. I'll probably post them in Discord if anyone's interested in playing. If you're interested in playing or you have a specific one in mind, yeah, ping me, let me know. Because I think I might host them publicly. Gotta get a few more things in place before I open up that can of worms. But I'm already hosting a couple of things. Why not some game servers too? Shifty one. Sunny and beautiful here in Dallas, Texas. Nice. Lucky. I haven't seen the sun. I think we saw the sun like 3 days ago, I think. It's been cloudy, but I don't mind it. Hey, American. Tim, I have a non-tech question for you. What glasses do you wear? I'm looking for some new frames, and I like those a lot. Thanks. These are just El Cheapo. I shouldn't say cheapo. Affordable. They're just Warby Parkers. Just Warby Parkers. I think all said and done, it was less than $100. But yeah, Warby Parkers. I don't know if they I'm sure they make these. But yeah, nothing too fancy. I probably need a new prescription. I've been kicking that can down the road too, and I probably should get new glasses at the same time, but who knows? But yeah, that's what they are. Thanks for chatting. Techno, and reverse proxy here. Forgot about that. Yeah, it's like I was just saying, once you get it up, it pays dividends, and it's super nice and super fun to have that up. And just to see, just to get your own certificates for your own domain, it's kind of rewarding. Once it works, you're just like, yes, that's like one of those moments, where it's you can really see, the work pay off. Alpha Computer unfortunately had some hardware die due to some power outages. Oof, that stinks. That stinks. I've been pretty lucky. I have a lot of my stuff on UPS, but I've had some things die before, way in the past before I had UPSs. But yeah, a little UPS goes a long way, depending on how long the power outage is. But I have. Well, I shouldn't say everything. I have a lot of things on my network on UPSs, and it's pretty nice. But like my whole entire server rack, I got about 10 minutes of power that I can actually run on battery before things start shutting down. So any more than that, we're in trouble. Shift to the cloud. Leon, I'm going with Leon. Leon, thanks, Tim. I bought some computer parts, and I'll build my Proxmox server in a Node 804 case. Nice, yeah, Node case, super nice. Building Proxmox server, super nice, pretty awesome. Awesome, that sounds fun. Leon, amazing, yeah. Good luck with the server build for sure. Mr. Monsoon, I'm looking at it because I've been hosting servers for customers, and it looks amazing for that. Yeah, so you're probably talking about reverse proxy. It is. I mean, it is, and I'm a huge fan of traffic and how it works, how it's cloud native, container first. But there are other ones out there too. So if you find that traffic isn't the one for you, there are other ones out there. I mean, you could do it with plain old Nginx and certbot. A little more complicated. I mean, people think traffic's complicated. I kind of think certbot, certbot itself and Nginx by itself aren't that complicated. It's when you mix the two, and then if you decide to put those in containers as well, that's where it gets kind of confusing. When I used to do it on VMs, it was pretty easy, but then putting it all inside of a container gets kind of challenging. And there's Nginx Proxy Manager too, which is it's a fine product. If you like a GUI and you want to manage it that way, you can there too. But I'm a huge fan of traffic just because cloud native, and it's super fun to deploy and just to be able to version control all of your infrastructure like that. It's awesome. Voronsky, how do you guys deal with coder's block or writer's block? Lost my motivation to write code for almost like 5 months. Wondering how you overcome that hump. Yeah, that's tough. That's tough. So I've experienced both. I've experienced both before. And I think a lot of it for me comes from burnout or doing the same thing over and over and over. And for me, it's, sometimes it's learn something new, or sometimes it's try something new, or, look at something with a fresh pair of eyes. Yeah, that one's a tough one. But I would say, like most things I do, always try to combine like something you're generally interested in or passionate about with something you want to learn. That's the way that I learn the best. And that's the way that I get the results that I want, 2 results that I want. Hey, Murda, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. So yeah, I always combine something I want to do with something that I'm passionate about. So if, I'm passionate about gaming, barely have time to do it, and I want to run game servers like I just did, then I'm generally more interested in spinning up a technology to help me do that. If I was like, hey, I want to learn about Docker today, and I'm going to spin up this Hello World container, you know, the payoff isn't that great. But if you were like, hey, you know, I like whatever, I'll keep going down gaming. I like Minecraft. I like Minecraft a lot. And I want to learn about Docker. Let's spin up Docker. Let's spin up Minecraft in a Docker container. And then you get to learn two things kind of at once. Or you get to, you know, you get some payoff at the end. And then there's a little reward. There's a carrot at the end. With coding, it's kind of the same thing. You know, I don't write code just to write code. I'm a little more pragmatic than that. You know, usually my code is a means to an end. It's a means to an end. It's a means to an end. I want something. I want to do something. I want to host something. I want to fix something. Fix something is probably mostly the case. Or I want something to go live. You know, you name it. And so most of the code that I write is to help enable that. You know, I should probably set aside some more time to learn new languages, just to learn new languages. But most of the time, I'm pretty pragmatic. I need something done. I want something fixed, or I want to use this new library to solve this different problem. And then I go from there. With writing in general, it's a little bit different than you know, code, I guess. Because you mentioned writer's block. With that, it's a little bit different. It's a little bit different. I mean, I have to do this every week, every 2 weeks. For YouTube, it's, you know, sometimes it's tough. It's tough. Sometimes it's hard to get motivated to start writing a script, and it has nothing to do with anything other than, man, it's a lot of work, and it's hard to get started. But once you get started, then it's like, oh yeah, you get super excited about it. You know, but most of the time it's the ideas piece. It's the ideas piece, and then trying to tell a story in a certain way. But you know, most of the times the only advice I can give is just start doing it, because you'll feel a lot better when you do. So anyways, that's a lot. I kind of went down both the content creator route and the code writing route. But again, pair something you want to learn with something you want to do, or be a little, you know, pragmatic about it and say, this is what I want to accomplish. And then what you're doing, writing the code or writing the script, is just a means to get there. So that's my best advice. Chemical Ivory. Not sure if today's project is Maz or Raspberry Pi K3S cluster, or redoing my cluster plan again. Nice. So couple of great technologies in there. Maz, or Metal as a Service. Sounds awesome. Haven't done any of it. I keep looking at it thinking, like, that sounds great. Let's turn machines into cattle now. You know, let's turn bare metal into cattle. Sounds awesome. Give me a ton of commodity machines and spread everything out, you know, across those. I'm speaking very high level, as if it's going to solve the world's problems, but sounds cool to me. Sounds cool to me for sure. And then K3S and Raspberry Pi. Oh, that's tough. That's tough. I haven't done Maz. So if I were to pick, I've done K3S, I would go the Maz route if I had the hardware to do it. But I guess I could test it in the lab with virtual machines too. That should work. It sounds awesome. Sounds awesome. Redoing your cluster plan again, not fun. Not fun. Sometimes redoing stuff is fun. I guess it might be fun. You probably learned a lot from the first time you did it, and now you're going to apply all of that to the next time. So yeah, I guess redoing cluster planning could be an easy win for sure. For sure. I mean, I enjoy refactoring code a lot too, because, you know, most of the time I've relearned or learned more about how to use something in a particular way. And so I really enjoy refactoring, because sometimes I'm writing code, I have no idea where this is going. I mean, I kind of know what I want to accomplish, but sometimes it gets tough. But let's see. Jenna Ryan, today working with Packer and Salt. Nice. Yeah, two great products for sure. Awesome. Good luck. Altering, are your game server nodes physical or virtual? Yeah, good question. Mine are virtual. I mean, 99% of my stuff is virtual. Almost everything you see, except for my hypervisors. Well, my Raspberry Pis too. If I start thinking about a lot of the stuff, you know, a lot of it is bare metal. But most of the time, if I can, I will install a hypervisor on it, because then I get more functionality out of it. So yeah, my game servers are virtual. They've been virtual for a long time. They've been virtual. I haven't had, I can't justify running it bare metal unless it's 100% dedicated and I have the hardware and it's an older piece of hardware, and I know that I'm not gonna, you know, splice up that hardware into to VMs. Then I'll go that route. But it's been fine for me. It's been fine for me for a long time. And if I have game servers, you can test me on it as soon as I get those going. I'll post them in Discord for sure. Music Geek, whoa. Yeah, for sure, whoa. Dunkle Dan, working on getting my Zabbix server set up. Nice. A monitoring solution. I've heard of it. If you've never heard of it, any experience with Zabbix or similar? Any thoughts on it? No, this comes up, I'd say, every couple streams someone mentions it, and it's something that it's been around for a long time. I mean, I'm talking like I remember hearing the name, I don't know, 15 years ago, maybe. Back when a lot of people were kind of iffy about using open source stuff. And so, no, I've heard of it. I haven't used it. And I remember it because the name has a Z and an X in it. It's kind of like rabbit, but it's Zabbix. But I haven't used it. I hear decent stuff about it. So the people who do use it seem to like it. But I just haven't seen a huge community of people using it or talking about it, at least in my circle. But I'm sure it's a great product, and if it solves your problem of logging and monitoring systems, yeah, go for it, for sure. But no, I haven't used it yet. Maybe I should dive into it. Seagoer, hi all, how's it going? Your hat, what? Dunkle Dan, yeah. My hat, this is my Twitch hat. My hair's a little wild. You can see like my curls popping out the back. It's wild, but took the hat off. I'm not going to. Let's see. Geeky Tim Astley, no. No, I do not. I tried to grab my name. I think, did I grab my name? I don't know. I tried to grab Techno Tim there. I can't remember if I got it or not. I don't know. I always grab my name because you never know how some of these networks are going to go. So I can't remember. But if it is me, there's nothing going on there whatsoever. And if it's not me, you probably don't want to see it. Let's see. Geekerin, see server rack for fans. Yeah, no, you guys get to see that stuff for free. Not like this. Yeah, you guys get to see that stuff for free. There's no, no paywalls behind my content or anything for sure. Especially, and to be clear, there wouldn't ever be any kind of content like what you're probably hinting at. Let's see. Scion Twan. I've had my eye on Pterodactyl and Unraid for a good while. Might be able to combine your vid with that. Yeah, for sure. And there is a tutorial out there on with Unraid and Pterodactyl. I think it's IB Corp or something like that. Like great tutorial on it. I looked at it to see if because in that title it mentions Docker and Unraid, and I thought, sweet, I don't need to make this. And then I realized it's all Unraid, but it uses containers. So I was like, okay, well, now I will make it because I want to do this. And if I'm going to pour in some hours into figuring this stuff out, I might as well capture it too. So anyways, there's a great tutorial out there on using Unraid specifically. And I think they have container images specifically for Unraid to get them to work. So it's pretty awesome. And I think it's IB Corp or something like that. But great videos for sure. Quality. Kintech, resub, Prime, 2 months. Sub last stream, so not sure why this popped up again, but hi, hey, thank you. Thanks so much. Thanks so much for the videos. I've learned so much from them. Thank you. Like I say, I've learned so much from you guys and everything that's going on every day. Like, Discord is like a gold mine for information. I feel like I'm a sponge when you guys talk about stuff because I learn so much. Again, like, another reason why I love Discord and even just getting together here on Twitch is like just being able to talk tech with people outside of my normal circle is super, super refreshing. Not that I don't like my normal circle if my normal circle's watching. But you know what I mean. The things you're, generally passionate about, it's super fun to share with lots of people and get lots of ideas. Jakiv, provisioning an old eBay Cisco Catalyst 4948E for the home lab today. Awesome. Sounds fantastic. You probably got a deal. Congratulations. Pretty awesome. My Cisco CLI days are way long gone over. I wouldn't even know what to do. I'd open up the Cisco CCNA book and I'd look at page 1 and I would, it would be like init. And I'd be like, okay, that's what I type. I did some stuff with Cisco CLI a while ago, and it's been a long time, and it was nothing more than configuring switch ports, assigning VLANs, and I think toggling them on and off. Yeah. Let's see, righty. I'm gonna go with righty. I'm just about to start your pterodactyl guide. That's how I found your stream. Hey, thank you. It works. It works. Awesome. Well, let me know how it goes. I know it's a longer tutorial. I tried to make it interesting in the beginning. And then it goes on. But I didn't want to break it up into multiple. I didn't want to break it up into multiple tutorials because like that's no fun for someone. It's like TV shows when it's to be continued. You know, it's like I gotta wait for the next one. Not fun. So, anyways, it's rather long, but I configure all types of games. I configure servers, nodes, everything. So, yeah, good luck. Geeky Ran, you didn't have to, man. Geeky Ran, dude, gifted 5 tier 1 subs. Dude, thank you so much. Dude, thank you, man. Appreciate it. Artist Straws, Swiss Techno Tom, Mbonani, Rollers, and Blue Angel. Hey, enjoy your gifted sub from Geeky Ran. Thanks so much. Thanks, Ran. Appreciate it, man. Dude, thanks. Reaver, Prime sub. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Man, I'm kind of digging that flashing lights with the dark mode. Thanks for setting dark mode and making the flashing lights go off. I should make this, a thing. Well, it is a thing right now, but I mean, a thing you could permanently do. Actually, coming soon, talking about code, and hey, just going back to being motivated about code, you know, I write all the code for all the bots that run in here. They run in my home lab, in my Kubernetes cluster, and I was thinking right before I started the stream, I'm like, I should just flash the lights the whole time Hype Train is on. I know how to do that, so maybe sometime I'll do it. But going back to like, you know, me thinking about like, oh, do I want to update all of my bots? You know, sometimes I'm just like, I do for security patches and stuff like that. Sometimes it's hard for me to write the code for rules and stuff like that. But every now and then I come up with an idea, I get excited about it and passionate about it, and then I start going. So a lot of that just going back to, hey, how do you avoid or get rid of writer's block, especially with code? Get passionate about something, do something you're passionate about, and then, you know, it'll just ignite you and push you forward. Takano, I want to do pterodactyl panel setup, but I do not have 2 servers. I only have 1. It's been really tight on RAM, not like this. You can do both on 1. So I might have. I just talk about it real quick. So you can do both on 1. You can do it all on 1 machine with a virtual machine, or you can do it in containers. You can do it so many different ways. Because only recently did they start supporting the panel in a container and the Wings agent in a container. Before that, it was all virtual machines. All installs. I don't want to say thick installs, but you know what I mean. Curl commands and installing binaries that way. You could still do it that way, or you can run them both on the same machine. If you're low on RAM, maybe not. I mean, it does use Redis, so Redis is going to use some RAM, and it does spin up a MariaDB database or MySQL if you want to. And that's going to use some RAM. Is it going to use a ton? No, especially for low usage. So you can put them both on 1 machine. I'll point you to documentation if you're really interested in it, because I just stumbled on it when I was doing something else for my documentation. I was like, oh, you can run both on 1 machine. And I think even Mafni, he was talking about it, Mathan in Discord, said he runs both on 1 machine, and then he was going to separate them out. So might be a good resource there too. But yeah, there are so many ways to do it. And technically, if you are already running containers somewhere already, you can just throw the container on there and then have your nodes or your servers, your VMs or bare metal machines be anywhere. They can be in the cloud. They can 100% be in the cloud and your panel at home, or vice versa. The panel can be in the cloud and, you know, the server machines can be at home. I'd probably go the other way if you don't want to open ports on your own machine, is host the game servers in the cloud, host the panel at home, then, and then don't host your panel publicly. You got to open some ports so they can communicate, but so many ways you can do it. But it's super fun. Arsleta, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Welcome. Let's go with Leon. Just a question. To have a portainer on Proxmox, do we need a VM with Linux and Dockers, or is it possible to do it directly on Proxmox? Is it possible? Yeah, it's possible, because Proxmox under the covers is really just a Debian server. So you can totally do it. But the way I kind of frame it up in my head, Proxmox to me is an appliance. I treat it like it's a network switch, or like my firewall. Do I go on my firewall and install a lot of stuff? No, probably because I can't. Actually, I could on my UDM. But I try to segment it in my head, like this is an appliance. It's, you know, it has a role, it has a purpose, and, you know, it's been designed to do a certain thing. Not always practical, but that's how I kind of think about it. So that's why I end up creating virtual machines to then run my containers inside. And plus it gives you some flexibility to move stuff around. It's easy to back up, because once you go down this path of installing third-party stuff on your hypervisor, you can end up in weird spots, upgrades, or things get broken, or how do you back up those, you know, those files? You probably put them in a ZFS share, you know, or you probably put them on the same share that, or a data set that's already running on there. But, you know, it just gets a little bit complex. So I've always taken the path of, okay, because for a while I was installing things, I was tweaking things, and now I'm kind of just, you know, reeling it back a little bit and just saying, you know, Proxmox to me is an appliance, like a hypervisor, just as if I was running ESXi, right? And ESXi or VMware, I don't go in and install like third-party stuff. Like that stuff is, you know, at least VMware, hardened, tuned, performant, you know, and just basically there to run a hypervisor. Not saying you're wrong if you do. I totally get it. It's your home lab. You got to support it, and it's your machine. You can totally go for it. But if you can and you have the resources and you're running, you know, virtual machines already, I say go for it. Put in the virtual machine. I think you'll be a lot happier as far as supporting stuff. Swiss Techno Tom, hey, good to see you. Let me check this out. Let's see. Good to see you. Any experience with teleport? Very little. I know it's there. I know it's an easy way to access resources from outside. I think UDM Pro now supports it, which is pretty awesome. I was always wondering why they were dragging their feet on implementing WireGuard or some kind of secure access to my infrastructure, and now they have teleport on there. Very little. Probably more here in the future. What are your questions? It's great product. It's very secure, and it helps you get access to critical infrastructure if you want. But yeah, not a ton yet. I know as soon as I'm not working from home more, I'm going to do more stuff on remote access. It's kind of now been like, yeah, I'll get there. Remote access is right now is me walking down to the server rack, you know, still working from home mostly. Takano tempted to take TrueNAS off it and have a dedicated machine for it, Intel Core 2 Duo, 8 gigs of RAM setup on it. Yeah, that'll work too. But you don't want to get rid of your NAS. I mean, maybe you do if you're not storing stuff there. Dunkel Dan. Oh, and I'm also trying to figure out what I'm gonna do for building pfSense box at home for a firewall. We'll see what I go with. I got my hands on a dual NIC, but nothing else. Yeah, that works too. Yeah, for sure. pfSense, home firewall, sounds like a winner. Prasher, I was right. Software defined when I got it. SD, because usually when I see SD, it's either, you know, there's a couple of acronyms, single density or the lower quality, you know, but software defined is where my mind went to right away. So thank you, I appreciate that. Abduram, do you have Active Directory or free IPA running in your home lab? If you do, how do you use those services? If you don't, are you planning on using them also? About PowerShell, do you use PowerShell? Or is it just not your jam? Abduram, yeah, great questions. Do I run Microsoft Active Directory at home? No. Do I run free IPA at home? Basically an open source, similar version of Active Directory? No. Do I plan to anytime soon? Possibly. I would like to get some more central management, especially for accounts and user accounts, which are basically just me, but some service account stuff too. I would like to centralize some of that. Hey, Mayrink, resub, tier 1, 4 months, 4-month streak. Thank you so much. Happy anniversary to us. Great to catch you online again. Thank you so much, Mayrink. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks for the continued support. Tier 1, 4 months. Thank you. So Abduram, so it's no, maybe, and then am I planning on, and then just about PowerShell in general, I just don't have a huge need here in my home lab or at work to administer Windows systems anymore. Used to in the past, but I don't have a huge need for it. So while I love what PowerShell's doing, I know you can run it on Linux now, and I like what they're doing. And who knows, maybe one day it might be a competitor to Ansible. Just throwing that out there. I like what Microsoft's doing. It's awesome. But I haven't. I just, my PowerShell skills are just way rusty. It's been a while because I did do a lot of Windows administration, wrote PowerShell scripts to even install software, to do a lot of Exchange stuff. But it's been a while, and I got nothing against it. It's just not in my environment anymore. At work we're 100% cloud. And in the cloud it's basically 100% Linux for the most part. Some variant of Linux, and if you're in Kubernetes, very similar. And so I do have some, and don't get me wrong, I have Windows machines all around here. I love Windows. I'm on Windows right now. It's just, administering Windows I just haven't had to do a ton of it lately. I know if I build out a Microsoft Active Directory domain controller and DNS and DHCP, I'd be doing a lot more of it. So anyways, long story short, got nothing against it. I do have a use case for it. I would love to have centralized management for some of my accounts so I can rotate passwords easier than I do now. And just do account maintenance and type stuff and give access to resources by account. It would be great. Just haven't had a ton of time to do it yet. And that's a huge undertaking. For sure. But yeah, great question. Palace. I do this every time. Palace Media, resub, tier 1, 6 month. I try to put my own spin on it. Palace Media, it's Palace. Hey, thanks for the continued support. Tier 1, 6 months. Thank you so much, Palace. Let's see. PowerShell is fantastic. I totally agree. Twisted Grim. Hi, Tim. Wanted to ask about OBS NDI for remote streaming to another PC with your cluster. Any experience with it? I imagine it'd be great for gaming and streaming. Any experience with it? I played with it before. It is super interesting. So NDI is a technology that can capture stream input or an encoded stream on one end and then pipe it out on the other end. And so with NDI, you can do cool things like totally virtualize a streaming machine, put OBS on it, and then install an NDI plugin, and then teleport or beam, basically through the network, that stream to another machine that's running or that understands NDI or OBS. And then you can basically have that stream then on your rebroadcast that stream if you want to somewhere else. So super awesome technology. I have played with it a little bit. I just never had a great use case for it. I was like, this does sound awesome. But when I stream, I have physical hardware, like a lot of physical hardware. You only see this, but I have a Stream Deck here, Go XLR here, another mic here just in case, camera here. And then I have, an HDMI input card that has 4 HDMI inputs for different cameras that I never use anymore. So I have a lot of physical hardware that needs to go into to making the stream possible. But that's not to say I couldn't figure it all out. If I could ever do USB easily over the network, it would be pretty cool. It would be pretty cool to do something like that. But yeah, no easy way to do it. I'm sure there are solutions out there, but I haven't investigated a ton. Anyways, I totally agree. It would be great, especially for I think it'd be great for like a console streaming for sure. If like your Xbox or PS5 could do NDI, right? That's where I think that this would be fantastic. If Xbox or you name it, your console could do NDI, send that stream to your OBS machine that you're sitting in front of with all your other stuff. And then it looks like you're playing on a PC because you have all of this gear here, but you don't, you're actually playing on a console. And you wouldn't have to use then, the HDMI output into something else. I think that would be awesome. But anyways, sounds fantastic. I played with it. You could tell I'm kind of excited about it, but I'm excited about the technology. I just haven't seen it applied in a lot of great ways, or at least for me to be able to apply it some way. I'm sure there are lots of, broadcasting systems all over the place probably use it. Mr. Monsoon, what do you use for documentation server? Looking for doing something similar. Hey, Mr. Monsoon, I use, what do I even use anymore? I use Jekyll. I've switched so many times. I use Jekyll. My documentation is all open source. It's in my GitHub, every single page, even the stuff I wrote today, all my fixes, all my code, all my, grammatical errors are all there. It's all there. So you could, if you wanted, you could clone my whole entire repo of my documentation server and spin it up. I even have CI and CD running in GitHub Pages. It deploys to GitHub Pages. It actually deploys to my K3s cluster here too. It's all crazy, but it's all there. It's all there. So long story short, I use Jekyll. I write Markdown. I use a static site generator called Jekyll. Write Markdown. It generates markup. So HTML, CSS, JavaScript. It bundles them all up, and then I put it inside of an Nginx container, and then I toss it in my K3s cluster. And then I also deploy it to GitHub Pages too. So if you go to techno-tim.github.io, you'll see a clone of my documentation site. Just because that's where I used to deploy it. And then I used to CNAME it. And then I thought, no more of this. I'll just deploy it 2 places at once, just in case something goes down. Then I can just do some DNS magic. If my K3s cluster went down and people need to get to documentation, then I could just hurry up and go in DNS, CNAME my domain to GitHub's hosting, and just, and then figure out my cluster, do some disaster recovery. But it's I've considered making a video on it. I don't know how interested people would be, but it's on my short list, and it keeps bubbling up because people keep asking too. Because I keep talking about how awesome static site generators are, but then I don't show them. So yeah, keep pushing. Trevor, the second message wasn't duplicated. Oh, I apologize if I skipped over something. Then I apologize if I missed something. I thought it was the same question, so apologize if I did skip something. I thought it was a duplicate, or I'm using a different chat client to show stuff up here. Things look weird to me, so they can look good for you. So I apologize. Techno Tim, also dark mode is wild. Love it. Very cool. Thank you. Yeah, it's I think someone had mentioned it, possibly. I can't remember. Oh no, I had a light mode and that I did in a video accidentally, and I'm like, I'm just gonna roll with it. And then I thought, well, I could do that in my stream, and I was like, well, if I have a light mode, I'm just gonna do dark mode where the lights are just off, which people seem to like because the lights have been off for a while. Let's see, Dunkle Dan, Mr. Monsoon, I've been working on getting book stacks up at work. It seems like it might be okay. Yeah, so I missed that. Oh, no, I didn't. Book stacks, awesome. So yeah, easy way to host, I think, documentation. But I think also e-reader stuff too, if I recall correctly. Let's see, run as administrator. Let's see, I need to look for ones that are actually mentioning. Stratum 1 would be amazing. Working on something that level is amazing. Yeah, it does sound awesome. Stratum 1 means that I get time directly from the GPS constellations in orbit. Awesome. That sounds so awesome. Chicano, I need to start listing on eBay. I've collected a good amount of stuff. With the only water cooler I found, I paid the company $9 for replacement parts and just waiting on them to arrive. Seems good. If you don't know Chicano, he finds like the greatest tech ever at Goodwill, and he'll post them in Discord, and he'll find like routers, switches, laser tag tech, like all this stuff. And I'm like, my Goodwill and Salvation Army, has DVD players. I mean, nothing against that. But I'm looking for this tech that he's picking up, and I'm not seeing it anywhere. I think Netgear routers from about 2002 is like the highest tech I've seen at mine. Maybe I need to visit some more. Maybe people are cleaning stuff out during this season, so start checking. Twisted Grim. I guess do we need to ping? Oh no, you're. I got you. Talias, how do you handle persistency when Kate's nodes are located in different data centers? Is it good practice to have nodes located in different data centers general for high availability? Yeah, this one's tough. If they're in different data centers, yeah, I mean, you have a couple of options. Most likely the latency between the data centers isn't going to be the greatest, especially for storage. And how do you segment all that out so that, some nodes are talking to the right, storage provider? I mean, you could do it. You could do it for sure. What I see most people do is just basically have like a hot spare, cluster that they fail over to if something goes wrong. That's how I see a lot of people do it. Most of the time you want to have your stuff in the same data center, and then synchronize things to other data centers. But have nodes located in different data centers? I mean, you can for sure. Not saying there's anything against it, but you're going to have latency and you're going to pay cost, on your egress, on each node. And if those nodes are, always talking over the wire, over the internet, you're going to pay for that data too, especially if you're in a cloud environment. You pay for that data that you transfer. Halpo Echo, thanks for the sub. Tier 1, thank you so much. Appreciate it. So anyways, yeah, I mean, generally speaking, the stuff that I've done has been, the stuff I do at home, obviously single data center. A lot of the stuff in the cloud I've done too has been single data center, which isn't great for HA, because if that data center has some issues, then you got problems. But what I hear people talk about, they do is, have multiple clusters and fail over to them if at all possible. But you could solve it. You could solve it other ways for sure. But yeah, that's a tough problem, because if you are, if you are going to have nodes in multiple data centers, different regions, you're going to have latency. You might have persistence issues depending on where your storage provider is, probably replicated. And then you're going to pay for that on the egress. So going out on all of those nodes every time they want to talk over the wire. Because within the data center, you're not going to pay that because they're not in the egress. They're not egressing, I guess. They're not going out. So, yeah. But, yeah, good question. We should do some more research, because I might have some stuff coming soon. Seagoer, cold days should be behind us now. I'm currently planting vegetables in my garden. Lucky. It's soggy here. Soggy and cool. Soggy and cool. Abdurum, how do you secure NFS on your infrastructure? Yeah, it's tough. NFS doesn't have the same security model, or not that I'm aware of, as Samba shares and stuff like that. So the way that I went to the school of Tom Lawrence on NFS for TrueNAS, but a lot of it is you're gonna have to secure it by IP, and you're gonna have to trust. You're going to have to trust that machine that's accessing it, and then the machines that then can access those shares, or the services that can access those shares, you're going to have to limit those too. I have only a handful of things that are in NFS, and most of it is for Kubernetes. Other than that, I use Samba shares for a lot of stuff because I can use it on Windows too. And I know there's an NFS client for Windows, but it's just not great. I don't know. But most of mine is secured by IP. It's just layers. So only certain machines can access that share, first of all, with firewall rules. Second of all, then I limit that data set or that share by IP. So only certain machines can access that share if they can get through the firewall. And then on top of that, then only certain machines or service accounts can actually mount that share that then connects through the firewall to then get to those NFS shares. And I'm sure there are a lot of people more versed on NFS security than I am. That's how I do it. Let's see. Aprashar, you only need 2 domain controllers to do it right. VMs, of course. All right, going back to my AD stuff. Apashar, for fun, integrate your home domain controllers and sync them with Azure. Yeah, that does sound awesome for sure. Yeah, that's another great solution. Is just run my domain controllers in Azure, 100% over the wire, or sync them. I'd probably have one here for replication. Otherwise, it would get there'd be a lot of latency. Takano, it's all IoT devices having random disconnection issues. Okay, our Amazon products, don't want to say the name. Yeah, I get you. Wi-Fi lights are smart TV and the ones most affected. Some regular devices have been affected too. Yeah, those are tough to track down. So your access points or whatever you're using for your back end control plane for those access points, if it has one, is going to have the logs, and it's going to be tough. You might be wire sharking. Let's see. It also sucks that it's random. No pattern to it. I changed the Ethernet cables, known working ones, tested cable tester to see if that works. Yeah, those are good things. Yeah, and this is kind of getting what I was getting into, Apashar. I was just thinking about that too. Yeah, you might have competing Wi-Fi access points or routers. So you could try adjusting channels. A lot of access points like mine, I can scan channels, see which channels are free. And then generally speaking, at least with 2.4, you want to kind of go in the middle because I think some channels overlap. You want to kind of go in the middle of where people aren't. Most of the time, they're not on the ends because you don't get a lot of channel width. These are things that I've kind of learned. I don't know how accurate they are, but But yeah, I would scan. Yeah, that's a good point, Apishar. That scan, see if there's any interfering or anything competing, and then sometimes, yeah, sometimes I've seen. You probably wouldn't do this, but you know, some people buy access points and they buy multiple ones and they put them on the same network and the same channel, and you know, you got your one that's leased from you from your ISP, along with another one that you have. They're on the same channel doing the same thing, and sometimes they can cause collisions too. So. Just depends. Yeah, I would check logs. I would start with logs. I mean, you did cable tester, so you did a lot of the hard work. I would check logs, and then check your channels, and then go from there. Sion Tuan. Techno Tim, I know it's not free, but have you looked into trying to do content on Unraid? Some of your past projects have one-click solutions and many edit and customize. I haven't. No, I haven't. And I don't know that I'll go down that route. Nothing wrong with it. If you're running Unraid, fine product. It seems like they have an awesome community of people who are figuring out a lot of stuff with containers. Looks awesome to me, but yeah, I haven't done it. I would have to own it. Then I would have to build it. And then I would have to maintain it. To then create content for it. At least for me, that's how it goes. It's got to stay in my environment. You know, or at least be, you know, something I'm going to evaluate or keep here over time. You know, and for me, that's probably not going to happen because I have a storage solution. I have a container solution. You know, I have a backup solution. You know, it is kind of spread out, and maybe not as compact, as something like Unraid. But you know, that's how I'm running my stuff. So, I don't think anytime soon, unless something drastic changes. But never say never. Hi Tech Panda, hi Tim, how's it going? Let's see. Shifty, Warbury Parker is awesome for glasses. I totally agree. Apishar, the Wi-Fi in this area is beyond saturated. All the channels are used for everything, but we haven't been having issues until the removal of this PoE switch. Yeah, you might be wire sharking then. Tormakana, back to the Windows domain controller chat. I use 2 domain controllers, all right, one on each physical VMware server host so I can bring down the physical network if I need, and my whole house network doesn't blow up. There, it's used for DNS in conjunction with AD. With my Pi-hole and NGFW firewall, works great for my lab network. I hear you. I do the same thing. I still have a couple DNS servers that are physical on my Raspberry Pi because when I bring my whole entire, you know, server cluster down, I still need DNS. Flex and Sniff. You turned me on to Authelia. It's amazing. Yeah, I think so too. It's pretty awesome what it does. Basically, you know, 2FA or authentication on everything if you want. And I agree. It's pretty fantastic. Pilly James. I'm going with that. Thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. All right, I just realized the time. I'm gonna look for mentions or direct mentions. I'm gonna look my best because this chat app I use to show stuff on the screen is the greatest. So I'm gonna look. Trevor, I have 4 reverse proxies. 2 are Microsoft and 2 are Nginx. Awesome. It's been a while since I've done anything Microsoft, like RRD, routing and remote deployments. No, that was something else. It's been a while since I've done like any kind of routing like with a Microsoft product, but awesome. 2 Microsoft and 2 Nginx. Nginx is how I got started. Apishar, hey Tim, just wanted to send you a big thank you for creating great content. Thank you. My daughter is new to cybersecurity and learned a lot from your Proxmox videos. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you, Apishar. I appreciate that. Twisted Grim, hi Tim. Wanted to ask you about OBS, NDI. Oh, we talked about that. HomeLab New, dude, how's it going, man? Resub, Tier 1, 21 months, 17 months streak, 21 months. It's been awesome. How's it going, HomeLab New? US or UK? I'm betting UK. Let's see. I'm gonna look for mentions or ones that call out my name because we're getting close to time. Hi Tim, love the latest video on Pterodactyl. Do you forward a domain like *** to the node if you created a game server and just want to use the right port if you don't want to use the IP example from the outside? Let's see. Do you forward a domain like just a wildcard, I assume, or it might have gotten trimmed out, to the node if you created a game server and just want the right port, then if you don't want to use the IP? I'm having a hard time understanding this one. Ping me in Discord, just so we can figure that out. Generally speaking, when I used it, if you're gonna use TLS anywhere or certificates anywhere, it has to be through and through. There's no picking and saying, hey, the agent's going to be HTTP, but I want the panel to be HTTPS. And then if you go down that route, then you have to use DNS, which means you're going to have DNS entries or CNAME entries in your DNS system to point at your reverse proxy. So it gets kind of complicated. So it has to be one or the other, but I'm not sure of your specific question. So yeah, ping me in Discord. Let's figure it out. Let's find some logs or something to see what's going on. Let's see, Fimite. Nice video about Pterodactyl. I've looked at something like that for playing with friends on a private server for quite a while. I'll probably give it a shot. Yeah, I agree. It's pretty awesome. To be able to have that capability, pretty easily. I'm looking. Trying to find mentions or my name, and I need some new glasses. All right, I'm gonna call it. Hey guys, if I missed your message, I do apologize. We're close to time, so I'm gonna call it. If I missed, I apologize. I'm using a chat client, and I've been using this excuse for like 2 months now, but it's a little different than Twitch chat, to where I can see when people mention me. Now I can look down. RRAS, routing and remote access, routing and RRAS. That's the Microsoft product. It was something like that. Anyways, hey, thank you so much for being here. Thanks for everyone who was here, who chatted, who had questions. Thanks for the follows, the bits, the subs, the resubs, the gifted subs. Man, thank you guys so much. And man, it's I go from 0 to 60 as soon as I get on the stream, and you guys help me do that, so I appreciate it. And thanks for sharing all that you shared. I learned so much. There's things I need to look into. There's things I need to research some more, so I really appreciate it. If you have questions or want to talk or chat or connect with other people that are here in the channel, and a lot of people who aren't here in the channel now, you should join our Discord. Our Discord server is full of people interested in tech. We just recently got partnered. That's why I'm wearing this hoodie. Full of awesome people who are generally passionate about technology and home labbing and automation and self-hosting. You name it. There's someone there who is interested in probably what you're interested in. So that's where I spend a lot of my time. I'll probably join voice chat here in a little bit. If you guys want to, I might hop into it here in a little bit. Otherwise, may have something this week, but I will definitely be back next Saturday for sure. So hey, have a great rest of the weekend. Have a great rest of the weekend. If you need me, ping me in Discord or on Twitter or wherever. And take care, folks. Be good to each other.